100 episodes in and still going strong.
You're listening to Bring Me Your Torch with Jesse and Elaine.
Welcome to another episode of Bring Me Your Torch. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Elaine.
And this episode of Bring Me Your Torch is brought to you by Gifting Fun, your favorite gourmet snacks with a personalized twist. You can find them at giftingfun.com. There's free shipping through Christmas, so order now. Send a picture, pick your box of snacks, and Jason and Cassie will mail it to you anywhere on the planet. That's giftingfun.com. Well, it's our 100th episode. How about that?
Woohoo! I'm so excited.
I never thought we were going to get here. It drives me crazy that it happened, but in a good way. I'm all giddy with excitement, especially because we have a special guest today. But we'll get to them in a second, right? First of all, let's tell everybody, where do you find us? You find us at www.bringmeyourtorch.com. But where else can you find us?
Facebook.com/bringmeyourtorch or Twitter.com/bringmeyourtorch without the H.
No H. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Blueberry. You can find us on YouTube. Literally just Google Bring Me Your Torch. Everywhere you go. Bring Me Your Torch. Google Bring Me Your Torch. You will find everything you need to know about us.
That's great.
But now, on to our special guest. On the phone, we have a very special guest. She rose to fame after appearing on Season 2 of 90 Day Fiancé. Her relationship with her husband, Mohamed, has made them the most famous and infamous couple to come out of their season. We're so happy to have them on the podcast so they can answer all of the questions that the internet has been asking for the last year. Danielle Jbali, thank you so much for taking the time to come on our show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. And first things first, are we actually the first non-TLC interview you've done?
I've done TV Ruckus, but
oh wow,
TLC was in on that call.
Yeah, see, we're freelance here. I don't think TLC would take our calls if we tried.
And so why isn't Mohamed with us tonight?
Mohamed is in Tunisia. He went for his brother's wedding, and he's still going to be there 2 more weeks. He is.
Oh,
his
okay.
family helped for the trip.
And why didn't you end up going with them?
Because
expensive trip.
Oh gosh, yeah, isn't it?
Because someone had to be here with the girls for a month.
She has responsibilities. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't even know why I asked. A plane ticket's like a couple $1,000s, isn't it?
Yeah, that too.
Like everybody who is invested in the world of reality TV, we've been watching your story unfold online since the show ended back, I think it was in January. But just to catch everybody up, can you tell us a little bit about how you and Mohamed connected and how you ended up getting on the show and what the show is all about and all that good stuff?
Yeah. We connected on a website called meetme.com. He actually wrote me first. He did. And it started out as a friendship. He would ask me how I was, and I would ask him how he was, and we would just talk about normal stuff. And then it developed further, and then I went over to see him in July of 2013 in Doha, not Tunisia.
Yeah. Doha.
And then I came back, and we decided that we would try to bring him over here and go further with the relationship.
What did the girls think about it initially?
Initially, they weren't okay with it, but they didn't really start getting to know Mohamed till after I came back from seeing Mohamed. Then I started introducing them to him.
Yeah.
Was it planned to meet somebody in another country, or did it just happen and you liked what you saw?
It just happened. I wasn't really looking for no one. I was just looking to chat with people and get to know different.
Well, maybe it's one of those situations where you say, I would never, ever go after somebody in another country, and then it happens to you, and you go, okay, maybe I will.
Yeah.
Life has a weird way of working out, doesn't it?
Yep.
We'll get into the meat of things right away. I hope you don't mind.
Okay.
There's rumors all over the internet about everything you can think of. And one of the things we've seen is pictures and reports of Mohamed in Vegas, in New York City, all over the place doing all kinds of things. And so what was the deal with that? Because I know that's money better spent towards bills, towards the house, towards the family. What was he doing all over the place?
He was, the first time he went to New York, it was for a job interview. And he was seeing New York and stuff too. The second time he went to see his friend who lives in Canada, who came down to see him because where his friend lives is closer to New York. It is. And they hadn't seen each other in like 5 years. So that was the second trip. The third trip to Las Vegas, it was for his birthday celebration. His friend from Canada and his brother were going to go there to meet him.
Okay. Well, why didn't you end up going with them?
Well, it may have been a guy's trip, one of them, right?
Yeah, one was a guy trip. And the job that I do and the place that I'm at right now, it's kind of hard to give a last-minute notice to...
Oh, yes. I know all about that. Oh, yeah.
And especially when they're short, it's really hard.
And if only we could all do everything we wanted to do and travel everywhere, I wouldn't be sitting here in Connecticut right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we'd be more like Mohamed. But you know, the internet's been really, really rough on you, Danielle.
Yes.
And there've been a lot of reports about Mohamed and some of his escapades. And I would say the rough question is what do you think about all the rumors about him, you know, and his infidelity? How are you dealing with that?
It was hard dealing with it and trying to figure out what's true and what's not. And I can say, for one, the one about him getting someone pregnant, that one's a lie.
Oh yeah, that one wasn't true for sure.
Yes.
Fingers
And
crossed.
the lady would make up all kinds of stories. She would. I mean, she has told people she's committed suicide. She was running her account, a fake account. And
is this somebody you guys knew at one point, or just some random person online?
It was someone that Mohamed met online. It was.
Okay.
And thought she was nice and turned out to be a different story.
Yeah. Well, you never know who you're going to meet online, right? You can meet the love of your life, or you can meet total crazies.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens, you got to think that a lot of it just stems from the fact that it's, you know, you admit it's a May-September romance, that there is, you know, the age gap there. I think people think that, you know, they can't be true love because he's so much younger, but you just never know. Love knows no age, right?
Yeah. And we didn't fall in love at first. We were more or less friends at first. I mean, I kept telling him no for the longest time just because of our age gap. Because that was a big issue for me.
Well, there's also the TLC promo that's out now where you do kind of, you know, question what he did and if he may or may not have cheated. So I think most people have probably seen that now. It airs on Sunday on TLC, the update show, but it shows you, you know, sitting on the couch or wherever you're sitting and kind of just looking down and looking somber. And what would you say about that little clip there? I mean, it seems like you are really questioning him.
Yes, I was at that time because that was when it came out about the pregnancy rumor. It was. But then as time went, the lady has become even more crazy with her stories. And 2 weeks before our interview, she contacted me and said that her friend, who supposedly works at immigration, gave her our case file, and she knew what was in our case file. So our case was going to turn out bad, and Mohamed was going to be deported. And I know just from working in the healthcare business that the government would be like us, and if you give private information out of a client, you're going to get fired.
Oh, yes.
It goes to show you that they're just a bunch of wackos online, and we know that because we're two of them. So we can censor. But, you know, we were worried about you. You know, we're honest. You know, we can only go with what we see on there. And I remember watching the episode where you guys got married, and then you didn't get the kiss after that. That kind of ticked me off.
Yeah.
We had heard reports you guys were sleeping in different rooms. You know, this is why we're so glad to talk to you, because we can only go off what we see and the rumors we hear. So
yeah, and my girls can testify that we don't sleep in separate rooms. I mean, when we fight, he's probably sleeping.
Heyo.
But other than that, he's in the bedroom.
There's not enough bedrooms to sleep in different bedrooms.
No.
Well, Danielle, I did receive a message a few days ago telling us to ask you about a guy named Bobby. And he was apparently a love interest of yours at one point.
Ooh la la.
Who the heck is Bobby? What's your response to this Bobby situation?
Bobby is a friend from India. I met him about the same time I met Mohamed, and we are nothing more but friends. Actually, one of his female friends messaged me today and was questioning me about it.
Oh.
They seem to have a flavor for these foreign men.
Yeah, what's going on with this?
And we've been nothing more but friends. I haven't even talked to him in like 3 weeks, and he's married too with a kid.
So you're still talking to Bobby?
I haven't talked to him in 3 weeks.
Okay.
And when
I have a lot of friends who are girls. I'm not screwing around with them, so it's all on the up and up, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing a podcast with one right now.
I mean, I guess you can't have the opposite sex friends or you're screwing them.
Yeah. I mean, I know my fiance doesn't really let me have any friends that are.
He's not going to like hearing that when she's hanging out with me.
Well, switching gears a little bit, we know that one of the saddest stories coming out over the last year was the confrontation between Mohamed and your son Corey. There were reports of a fight and that Corey was charged with domestic violence.
Yeah.
What really happened there? I mean, are you allowed to talk about it?
Yes, I'm allowed to talk about it. It was more or less, me and Mohamed were fighting, and Corey thought he heard Mohamed, like, hit me or something, but Mohamed had shut the door. And Corey came in and was verbally yelling at Mohamed, saying cuss words, and Mohamed's not used to cuss words. Over where he's at, they don't do that.
Yeah.
And so the police got called, and Mohamed didn't even press the charges. The state of Ohio did.
Oh.
And if you ask me, I don't think, you never want violence, but I think being wary of the situation, I can't blame Corey for that. I mean, especially when your mom's marrying a different guy, that's one thing. And this is not, I think you would admit, not the most normal circumstances. So I think you just naturally kind of
tensions
are wondering
high,
what's going on there.
Yeah. And that's what it was. Tensions were high that night. And the police got called because Mohamed was scared when Corey was verbally saying stuff. So Mohamed called the police, and then because I even wrote a statement I did telling what happened, and neither one of them hit each other or nothing. It was yelling, it was. But the state of Ohio chose to file the charges.
Yeah, because once you call, you have to. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Now, what's their relationship like now? Are they still talking?
They come around each other because we've had birthday parties. We went to Cedar Point a couple times, and they have put their differences aside to get along for me and the girl.
Oh, good.
Family is the most important thing, right? I mean, I don't think I have any cousins listen to this, but there's some cousins I can't stand being around, but you just fake it, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Although, now that I just said that, I realize I just had two of my cousins start listening a couple weeks ago, so I may be in trouble.
Uh-oh. We love you, cousins.
What's the relationship with the girls now, too, in Mohamed? Is everybody just, one big happy family?
The girls and
more
him
or less
still have their days. I mean, they're teenagers, and they talk back at times. I mean, they even talk back to me sometimes. It's just
it's part of being a 13-year-old, right, or a 15-year-old, however old they are.
Especially girls. So they have their days. It's getting better than what it was in the beginning. They're getting used to each other and all that.
Oh, good.
That's good to hear. And another kind of sensitive question to ask, so I hope you're not offended. We just want to find out what's going on. Is during the show you were having some money problems, and I know that was a point of contention with Mohamed. Are you doing okay these days? I mean, is life okay? Doing better?
Yes, we are doing better. I mean, during the summer, I had where my hours got cut, but my hours are back up now. When Mohamed comes back, he's going to be getting a truck driving job. He was going to try to get one before, but a lot of the companies wouldn't hire him when it's going to be gone for a month.
Ah.
And the sad part about that is that driving the truck, if he's going other places, people are going to see him and just start more rumors or whatever online and just start the whole process all over again.
Yep. But we're hoping he can get a local job where he'll be home at night.
Yeah. Do nights and weekend. Don't have him do nights and weekends, because then he could really, get caught up in.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him driving a convoy across the country.
Yeah.
Well, I almost forgot to ask you, what was the deal with announcing you may have been pregnant? I remember how crazy that was.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, were you doing that to kind of stir the pot and get the social media really amped up?
It was in a way, but I did have some medical issues where I did think I was pregnant, because when I did go to the doctor, they did run the pregnancy test to make sure I wasn't pregnant.
Ah.
And that would have just been the cap on the whole storyline for the season. They could have, shoved that into the Where Are They Now part of the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I think the internet would have exploded.
Yeah.
Well, do you think there'll be another baby on the way anytime soon?
We've talked about it a little bit. The girls are wanting one.
Aw, that's so sweet.
We need to be a little more settled first.
I would say enjoy your life for a moment. You got a few kids, sit back,
Yeah.
relax, let it be all about you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you feel the pressure as a woman, and we all kind of feel, the clock is ticking. You feel like you have to have another baby.
I wouldn't know anyone, sorry.
Well, that's one thing we have to worry about, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I know personally that there's been a lot of haters online, a lot of negative stuff about you and Mohamed on a daily basis. I know that there's been some fake profiles swarming around just for the rumors, to start the fake rumors and to message wall and kind of gain information from you. We've also seen a lot of the trash talking on 90 Day Fiancé page about how you try to manipulate social media. How do you keep sane through all the trash talking? And the fact that TLC, and this is kind of a known fact, TLC didn't let you speak really until October 1st. So how do you deal with it all? And especially when you're not able to get on social media and tell your story.
It's hard to deal with it. It is, because some people don't know how bad it is. I've had people message me, send me naked pictures of men from their waist down trying to say it's Mohamed. Just people being downright hateful.
That's just, it's almost funny.
I know. I was telling the immigration officer about that, and he chuckled.
I mean, like, sending you dick pics is hilarious. I'm sorry. Like, I love it.
Such language on you.
I mean, I never knew it would be this bad.
Sometimes you have to laugh just so you don't cry, because for all those funny pictures people might be sending you, the internet's a cruel, cruel place, and there are people who have nothing better to do than to just be really, really mean. Yeah.
Because I know there was one lady, she's accusing me of writing her husband. I don't even know her husband's name.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. And do you think, I'll ask you this honestly, do you think you fed into it at all, or did you kind of just stay out of it and it just kept coming after you?
I tried to stay out of it, but they just kept coming after us, just making up all kinds of stuff. And you can only take so much where you want to speak out against them.
Yeah, and you have the right to defend yourself, I think. And the problem is, though, with, 143 characters on Twitter, you can only say so much, and it can be misconstrued, and then you tweet one thing, that gets tweeted, someone else picks it up, and before you know it, it's a bigger mess than you started with.
Yeah.
Well, you just mentioned a few minutes ago about immigration, so I should have known this. I should have found out online, forgive me for not. Has Mohamed gotten his green card? I mean, how are those interviews going? Because I can only imagine that for every relationship like this that is legit, there are a bunch that are not legit. So I can only imagine what these immigration interviews are like. So what's the status of all that stuff?
he did get his green card. We went September 8th for our interview because there was a big rumor that he had his interview in July, and we didn't find out about our interview date till the end of July. And we went to 8. They took Mohamed in, asked him basic questions, his name, his age, his birth date, and then asked him stuff about the girls, if they had phones and stuff like that. And Mohamed's the one that told him about the TV show. Because people were trying to say they sent in a bunch of stuff and we were going to be investigated for fraud. So then the guy came back out and got me. I took in the folder that we had family members and friends write statements for us, and all of our, lease and all that we took with us and a bunch of pictures. So I gave him the affidavits from our friends and family, and I showed him the pictures, and then he asked me the basic stuff, my name, age, how many kids I have, if the kid's dad is involved. And then he said, I heard that you guys were on a TV show. And he brought up the fake pregnancy thing, and that was it. And then I told him that I regretted doing the show, and he asked me why. And I said, because of all the negativity and the rumors. And then I even told him about the story about people sending me pics of naked men. And he chuckled. And then he asked me if I knew of Mohamed being anti-American or posting anything anti-America. And then he said, more likely, Mohamed's going to get his green card.
Oh, good.
And then by Friday, we knew he was getting it. And then the following week, he had it.
Yeah, it's good to go in there and tell them about the show right off the bat because you show I have nothing to hide. I'm on this show.
Yeah. And that's what Mohamed did. He went in there and told them right off the bat.
Do you think they knew before going in that you all were on the show?
I think they probably did, but they didn't bring it up on their own. Mohamed brought it up.
Oh, that's good. So knowing what you know now, would you do the show again?
No.
Yeah, I think a lot of people on the show may be thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
I know you can't talk too much about production, but it really seems that it's reality TV, and they make the storyline fit what they want it to fit, and they can kind of, I don't want to say lie, but fudge the facts a bit.
Yeah.
Or just leave out what they want to leave out.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we do with this podcast. When I have to thank you because you've been a really good sport with us through this, the last year, really. There are some couples from season 2 that we've been tweeting with over the, just like everybody else has been. And they've been good sports, and they've liked us and retweeted us and all that fun stuff. And then there are some who I'm not going to name who have had a hissy fit over our podcast. And, that's fine. That happens too. Do you keep in touch with any of these couples?
Yes, I have all of them on my Facebook, I do. And we write each other every so often and check in with each other.
Oh, good. So did you end up seeing them for the second season of the promo there? For your update show?
No, they came, when they filmed, they came to everyone's houses. They came to Sandusky and filmed with us.
So are you going to be watching season 3 of 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah, I'm going to watch. I'm interested to see the 58-year-old and 19-year-old.
Yes, that's the one I'm looking for. They're going to put you to shame. They're going to,
Don't take this the wrong way. When I saw that, I go, that's the Danielle Mohamed of this season.
Oh, yeah.
That's the couple that's going to be, the breakout stars, the one that everybody's going to be talking about. And I loved it in the preview where I think the daughter says, she could be young enough to be your daughter. And he goes, probably my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Well, is there any advice you would give these folks? I mean, it's probably too late now because they've been filming, but is there any advice you'd give them for while the show is going on, after the show, how to go back to their regular life once they are, I guess, quasi-celebrities?
I would advise them, try to stay away from the social media and don't accept everyone on your pages.
Except for us, of course, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. If you want your life to go back to private, you can't accept everyone.
Well, they're not even allowed to talk, really, so they can't really bask in their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
So before we go, is there anything else you want to say to the 90 Day Fiancé fans and also the haters?
Yeah, set the record straight.
I want to say that, yes, me and Mohamed has had issues throughout this past year and a half. And now we are at a good place in our marriage where we're working at it. Because there's been people tell me I should divorce him and stuff like that. You don't divorce someone after a year. You work through the issues.
Yeah, marriage is hard work. You got to stick with it.
Yep, and that's what we're doing. We're sticking with it.
I really want to thank you for coming on the show. And I will be honest, I think until this very moment, I said, I don't believe she's actually going to come on. I don't believe we're going to talk to her. And I know we're going to get some people saying, we weren't mean enough. We weren't giving her the hard questions. But we figured we wanted to, get the questions out there that people had. But we're not. Yeah. We're nice people. We're not mean people. Yeah. You're doing us a favor for being on the show. So we really appreciate taking the time to come on here.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
You're welcome. We hope you check in from time to time during the season. Give us any updates along the way.
Yeah, I will.
Definitely. Fantastic. And we definitely want to have you on for some of our season 3 coverage of 90 Day Fiancé to just, chime in and let us know what you think about the couples.
Okay. I'm willing to do that.
Yay.
That's why you're the best. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.